Good morning, everyone. We will take a very short detour from our sporting activities today to speak about something very interesting. For this, I have the honor to introduce today our esteemed guest, Dr. Vamsidhar Chaturvedula. Can you please come this side, sir? He's the father of Master Amannyu from our school. He holds a bachelor's in dental surgery and master's in clinical research. Apart from all this, he is a writer, and he's here today to speak about a book that he's just launched. Mr. Vamsi began his writings as a hobby of almost a decade back. He's also published a collection of his poems, Antarpadham, loosely translated to Inward Path, which several of which have been published in well-known magazines as well. Currently, Dr. Vamsidhar is leading the launch of global health portfolio of medicines in low socio-economic settings across the globe, and he's been in the field of drug development for about 14 years. He's also contributing to the society by helping leprosy clinical settings with their digitization efforts, usually pro bono. Today, we will be launching the book written by Dr. Vamsidhar named Fight Story. It's a pretty interesting concept that he's come up with, and he'll probably speak about it briefly a little. I requested the director to help launch this book and take this forward, please. Dr. Vamsi, if you could please speak to us a little bit about the book. What is it about? Why should we read it? Yeah, please. I don't know if it's working.
Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Before I say anything, my sincere and heartfelt thanks to the management of Vishwa Vidyapeeth. It only that I spoke to Suseela ma'am and the chairman a couple of days back, and within a short time they gave me this opportunity to hold a formal book launch. It was not there in the plan, but as you can see, I'm a little overwhelmed, but thank you so much. The book is Fight Story. It's not, it sounds like an action, but I'm sure there are, sorry, what was, is there any question? It wasn't, all right. So, the book is about, as you can see the tagline, it's a fight between the destiny and the will, which we always, that's something that we commonly encounter. The first inspiration that has come to me was way back in 2008, where I heard a movie dialogue which says, an unstoppable force hitting an immovable object. So that's been running in my mind for some time. But what triggered is, in our own Puranas, there are so many powerful characters. So I've taken a couple of them and I put them in a very contemporary setting, and the idea is to make them go face to face and see what does it all mean. So on one side there is Lord Shiva, who is a god of destruction. He's immensely powerful. Now if he's so powerful, imagine his anger. And that's Veerabhadra. That's on one side. It's like the power unleashed. So there is on one side is Veerabhadra, who is the destiny, like an unstoppable force. And on the other side is Karthik. Karthik is son of Lord Shiva again, we know. He's also the commander of the divine armies. He's an excellent war strategist. And he's that undefeatable power on the other end. So I've taken these two, the names and the characteristics and their attributes of their of the powerful being, the cosmic beings. And then I put them in a very contemporary setting and then try to create a vantage point as we go along the story when they both collide. So that's Fight Story all about. Please read it. Thank you.
Very nice. So, Batman movie has inspired you to find your path all the way to our Puranas. Very interesting. Sir, how do you find, I just read out your bio, you do so many things. How do you still find time to write, especially such detailed writings?
It's not a one-day event, right? It took me 4.5 years to finish this book. From the time I originally had this thought, sometimes it was, opening your laptop and just waiting in it for the words to flow, and nothing comes out. It's so frustrating. And on the other day, you're very active in the morning at 5 o'clock, you open your laptop and then the words flow. So it's been a journey of both, like so many paradoxes you see in the book. Sometimes it's frustrating that you're unable to take a single word forward. And sometimes you're really amazed, oh yeah, is it me who really wrote a couple of pages like this? So it's been a journey like that. But what I ensured is I had to stick to my path that I have to write it. And it's like showing up consistently, make an effort to open the laptop early in the morning and get that, whether you write it or not, just open it and think about it. So it's been a journey like that, right? So it's like showing up. And somehow I'm glad that after so many years, it's now coming to your fruition.
Amazing, thank you. I'll probably be the first one to scan on the link and order the book online.
Thanks, Praveen. I have a couple of requests.
Yes, please.
All right. So I take this, for everybody here, I have 2 requests. Number 1 is, it's very obvious. I want all of you to read it. But the request here is, with the feedback that I have received so far, I heard that people are telling me it's like a good flow of, the water stream. The story flows like that, without any interruptions. And because there are 2 characters, like, there are 2 parallel water streams running very smoothly. So if you are reading it, please try to finish it off as soon as possible. Like, make to read at least 1 page every day so that the continuity is there in your mind. And number 2 is, in all my readings, whenever I was reading the book, by the time I finished it, there was a sense of, there was an emotion, and there was a state of mind that I could always experience towards the really end of the story. And the sample size for me is too small. There are only 3 or 4 people who told me, but they told me exactly the same, that by the time they finished the book, they were like I'll not lead you or bias you into a particular state of emotion by saying it, but it takes you to a place in your mind and heart. You can feel it. And more than a review that it's good or bad, I'll be extremely happy to hear that emotion that you would feel when you read in a continuous flow and you end reading the book. So I'll definitely look forward to hearing those feedbacks, and it will be a great honor. This is my first English novel that I wrote, so I really request all of you to please share your feedback, especially the emotion that you felt by the time you finished reading the book. Thank you.
Thank you. So is there a place where we should, somewhere we can share the feedback?
It's not there here. You can write to me. I'll share my number, mail ID, and my Insta handle, so you can share the feedback there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I for sure have gotten quite excited with this book launch. I definitely urge all of you present here to kindly support him.